the kettlebell bench press and its progression to the bench press. So like with anything, you need to progress to a more advanced exercise. Here is a progression that I recommend. First, let's talk about the benefits of the bench press, and let's start by saying it's not a press. That's very important. You do not want to press the weight away from you. You're pressing yourself under. That's key number one. So forget the word press. All right, benefits. The benefits are everything for the shoulder: stability, flexibility, strength, everything for the spine, rotational especially, and core strength. And of course, your legs are working too, your glutes, to extend your hips, etc. So it's a great way to work on all those things, but it's also a cool thing to see. So the bench press looks cool to do because it just looks complex. So that's also a thing that you got to keep in mind. It's fun, and sometimes it's great to show off a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, then what else have we got? The bench press is also great to get heavy weight overhead to increase your pressing strength. So you could, for example, get a weight overhead that's heavier than what you can press for your 1RM, and then you can slowly lower it, the negative phase. So that is a great thing to use it for as well. Okay, let's get straight into the progression. So a lot of things that are involved with the bench press are, for example, external shoulder rotation. That's something to work on. So you first need to test this and work on it outside of the bench press, outside of any loaded work. Just go here, pull your elbow in and back, and then external shoulder rotation. It's not about doing this fast, it's about doing it controlled, and every time going a little bit further with that range and not overloading that muscle either with weight or going too far. So start slow, especially when you hardly ever do external shoulder rotation. You can do both sides at the same time, but sometimes it's better to focus on one side. So just stand there, go all the way in and out. Now, if you feel weird doing this, you can also grab yourself a nice light dumbbell and do it. Okay, so that's one thing that you should work on and continuously work on. You can do that in your active recovery work. You can do it in your cool down. You can do it when you're working and just taking a couple of minutes out from your work. Then the next thing, the first progression, is the windmill. The windmill is where you're in a high position and you're pushing your hips to one side. This leg is straight, this one is straight, pushing in, or it's bent, and you rotate at the spine. Now, this is why it's so good as a progression, because you're doing very much of the same movement in regards to the spine, and you're also working on that shoulder. Rotation, internal, external, and stability. So the first thing is just body weight. So just stand there, point your heels that side, then point your hips this side, really push into it so that this leg stays straight. Up with the arm and keep that elbow locked out, even if there's no weight. Start without weight. Then start by bending this knee and push against the hip. So I'm pressing that left foot into the ground. Then rotate at the spine. Then hinge at the hips and keep rotating at the spine. Keep looking at that hand. Or even less shallow if you need to. So maybe you can only come to here to start with, and you can measure by using your hand, elbow, and then touching the ground, then touching foot. What you don't want is the shoulder to come forward. So here's where it becomes incorrect. Shoulder forward, shoulder back. How do I bring the shoulder back? By by also external shoulder rotation, but also rotation of the spine. That's the main thing, rotation of the spine, right here. So if I don't have that, then the shoulder is here, right here. Now, if you're gonna do a bench press or a loaded windmill, you are gonna ruin your shoulders. So get this right first. Up, push, bend this left leg, or keep it straight depending on your flexibility. Keep pushing in, then down, keep rotating. Stop the moment this goes here and adjust. Back up, other side. Now, you might think, oh, not adding any weight is very easy, too easy, I don't want to look silly. Trust me, you're going to feel it in your delts. Just holding that arm straight. If you're not holding it straight, then you're not putting in the effort. And it's easy. Straight. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. So this is something to work on right there. Try and get the hand to the ground. Make sure that you got good thoracic rotation. So this is something to work on. If you start from scratch, then you won't have good thoracic rotation. You won't have good external shoulder rotation, etc. Or stability, etc. So that's where you need to start. Right here, external shoulder rotation, both sides, windmill, body weight, and then add a weight. And that's the next step, to add a weight to your windmill.